All right, we've been talking about this today. I want to take you back to this story, a debate over the $20 bill and who should be the face on the money.
Yeah, you may recall the Obama administration had planned to replace Andrew Jackson with Harriet Tubman. Well, this issue and this topic getting a lot of extra attention here in Knoxville, where one of Jackson's descendants actually serves as a judge and spoke today with WATE 6 on Your Side reporter Blake Stevens. Blake?
But I think he was one of the better presidents. Now, he had his faults and did things we don't agree with, especially these days. But I think overall he was did a good job in making the country a better place to live.
Knox County General Sessions Judge Andrew Jackson VI admits he's biased on the issue of taking his great-great-great-grandfather off the 20.
Well, I have nothing against Harriet Tubman, but I have something against her replacing Andrew Jackson. I think, in my opinion, Andrew Jackson's more deserving to be on the $20 bill than she is, or about anyone else. I'm not picking on her. I don't want him replaced with anyone.
While he recognizes his very famous ancestor owned slaves and supported policies that led to the forcible removal of Native Americans from their homes, he says what we think of as right and wrong today is much different.
And to oppose them on someone that lived 200 years ago, I think it's very dangerous, because we don't have the same mindset they had back then.
Judge Jackson has seen controversies come and go surrounding the former president, like protests in New Orleans to remove a statue or his tomb in Nashville getting vandalized, but he believes painting the 7th president as a monster is historically inaccurate.
And so I think his entire life was aimed and geared towards making the United States a stronger, more unified country.
He remembers the man on the 20 for fighting in the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Battle of New Orleans, and his fight for the common man, even if that fight only extended to white, property-owning men at the time.
So he's the first person, I think, to really show, you know, if you work hard, you persevere, then in this country you can make anything of yourself. I think that's one of the things I'm most proud about him, and I think that still applies to the country today.
Well, many politicos know Andrew Jackson is also seen as the founder of the Democratic Party. Judge Jackson, I thought this was interesting, is a proud Republican. He says while he believes his ancestor was progressive for his time, he doesn't think he would recognize either the Republican or the Democratic Party of 2019, guys.
It's changed a lot.
Yes, it has. Blake, thank you.
All right, President Trump calling this proposal pure political correctness in the past.
We will continue to follow the Harriet Tubman Tribute Act and let you know of any changes.